Welcome back, guys. This is Game in 90, the podcast. This is where we bring to you all the best sporting events, all the sports news about Premier League, Champions League, and any other football league in Europe, as well as the Kenyan Premier League. And this is me, Manstivo.
Vic Maso hapa, and now we are continuing with our tier list. We are at Everton, the club from Goodison Park. Steve, how have you assessed Everton this season?
Man, these guys are fighters. These are the real warriors. Because I can't imagine playing in the Premier League with such emotional baggage and all those frustrations. And seeing that the first few fixtures, at least they are not in relegation zone, means that they are trying to gain their confidence back. I see they have won a game in their last five. They won against Crystal Palace, which was really a crucial win for them. In the last five matches, they have drawn two as well and lost two. I think they have started gaining form before the international break. The likes of Calvert Lewin, I've seen he has been trying to show up for them. Um, they're just a basic squad so far. No new additions that are really trying to help them at least gain some traction in the league. But I put them under survivors. I don't think they have the skill set right now to challenge either for mid or smooth operator. So, based on their last few games, I think they are going to survive. They'll just try to collect points whenever it's possible, but they're not yet fit for the mid tier. So I think I'll put them under survivor.
Okay, I'll also agree with you. And I remember even in the last episode, I said now we should expect prime Sean Dyke ball. And you saw in the game against Newcastle the way they defended. And I expect them to defend like that for the whole season. And there's a reason why Everton have never been relegated from the Premier League. That tells you something about them. So as you said, this is a typical survivor, and I expect them to finish maybe in the 16th or 15th position. And I think it will be a long battle for them for to avoid relegation. And I think finally they will avoid relegation, and they'll get a lot of scoreless draws, 0-0, 1-0s, just dirty football. So yeah, I agree with you. These are survivors.
Surviving is winning, Franklin.
Yeah.
So that goes under survivor.
Next up,
Next club.
we have Fulham. Fulham. These are a club that I like a lot. I really like their manager and their style of play, and I think they have cemented themselves as a club to remain in the Premier League for very, very many years. If you saw their last game against Man City, they would have easily won that game if Adama Traore had converted those those chances. And they're number 8 in the table. They are in 11 points. And I think they are trying a lot. They are playing. The good thing about Fulham is at least they play good football. Even when they face the big clubs, the likes of Manchester United, when they face Man City, they try to play attacking football. And this is why I love Marco Silva a lot. I respect him as a coach. And also they have a very good squad. The likes of Iwobi, Muniz, the likes of Pereira. So for me, this one is a mid club. The same as the likes of Brentford and the likes.
Fulham. Uh, Apart from the chances that they fail to score, I think they are a good side. They create a lot of chances. I watched that fixture against Man City, and I loved the Raul Jimenez assist. Remember,
Yeah, I remember the Raul Jimenez assist.
And
It was
that
a
was
very
a
good assist.
world class, world class. And then the finish from Pereira, I loved that play. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Considering that they are top 10 in the league, that shows a lot about their character. You can see they're already above Tottenham with 1 point ahead. Just 7 points from top of the table. That's quite impressive. I think they're a good side. And for some moment, I thought they should go under smooth operator. I don't think they are at mid level, but I think that's being over ambitious. But in my opinion, I think that they're a smooth operator.
I would also agree with you to some extent. I think they would easily fall under smooth operator. Even the attacking style of football. Why not? Why not? Why not? I think they could fall under smooth operator very easily.
There's no reason as to why they can.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think we are in agreement that Fulham Football Club
Mm,
is qualified for the
yeah,
smooth operator.
true.
Next.
Then we have Ipswich Town, one of the new promoted clubs from the championship. Their last game they won against Ipswich, and I remember I had hyped them a lot. It is like they overheard my hype in the previous episode and now decided to play trash
Mhm.
after putting in some solid performances against the likes of Aston Villa, against the likes of Brighton, against the likes of Fulham. Remember, they have not won any game this season. Their opening fixtures are not that good. They lost against Liverpool. They lost against Man City. Then they drew four in a row before they were beaten by West Ham. And for me, I think
Mhm.
it will be a long, long battle for them for relegation. They'll have a long season ahead for them. But from the attacking football I've seen from them, the good thing is that they don't play around football like some clubs that I'll not mention at this moment. So for me, I'll give them survivor. I think they have tried a lot. I'll give them survivor. I don't want to call them trash because they have been trying a lot, considering their opening fixtures against City and Liverpool. And now they have drawn four in a row before they were beaten by West Ham. I think that West Ham game spoiled a lot of things for them. If they would have come up with a draw here, it would be an easy survivor for them. But yeah, I'll still give them survivor.
Funny thing about this Ipswich, I've not been watching so much of their football, but just from looking at their round of fixtures, I don't think these are survivors. This team is down, down, down. Now, based on the draws, I don't think we are that's enough um, to judge them that they are a survivor club. Now that they have faced top six sides, I think they have faced two. But now Ipswich Town, the good thing about the Premier League, we just can't compare if Ipswich can draw against a side like Aston Villa and the same way to maybe Aston Villa with Manchester United. I don't think those two matches have the same weight in gravity, but I think they are a poor side so far. Honestly, I've been looking at Delap. Delap has been trying to score the goals for them, despite the fact that right now they are -8 in goal difference. Bro, this club is trash. I won't even lie.
Straight ahead. Okay. I know I'll be vindicated down the season. When they survive, I know I'll be vindicated. But it's okay. The next one is Leicester. Leicester Club, aka the Foxes from Leicester. They are 15th in the table on 6 points. Remember their last game, they won a very crucial match against Bournemouth to mark their first win of the season. And they have also tried them. I didn't expect much from them. And I think them getting one win. it's good enough for them to kickstart their season. And for that, I'll give them. I don't think they are trash. I don't. These are hill I'm willing to die on. I don't think Leicester are trash compared to the likes of Crystal Palace. This is a survivor. I think they might be one of the clubs maybe to avoid relegation amongst the ones which are promoted. So I think they are survivors in my opinion.
Man, Leicester's a good side, man. Mbona umewashukishia hivyo?
No, considering the you want to put them in mid? No way. No way you are putting them in mid, bro. There's no way you compare them with the likes of Brentford. That will be an injustice to Brentford.
Annihilation.
I'm putting them in survivor because I think they'll be in a long battle for relegation. That's why I'm putting them in survivor. I think they'll finish 15th below. I don't think they'll finish higher than that because I can't see any club that they will finish above them. The likes of Man U, Bournemouth, West Ham, I don't think they'll finish above. So I think they may finish on 15th or 16th or even 17th.
But that means you remain in the Premier League. Isn't that an achievement for them considering that they are back?
Yeah, that's why I'm putting in them in survivor. Because mid clubs, I feel like they are established clubs, the likes of Brentford. Because if I told you to compare Brentford and Leicester, I don't think they would put them in the same category.
Hmm.
Yeah.
To some extent, that is true. Because now I think I've been having my thought process as you are trying to break it down. And the fact that they are back to the Premier League and with the experience that they have won a Premier League in our recent history. So these are clubs that we should be expecting to be at a high level. Especially these are team that is supposed to be in the mid range, but right now they're in survivor mode, which is not looking good for them. They're struggling, especially forward. They're not getting a lot of goals. Um, it's just a basic squad. I don't see anything exciting about the club right now, but let's see what it happens. But for now, I think they are on survivor mode. So I agree. We all go survivor for Leicester City Football Club.
Then we have Liverpool, the Reds from Anfield. They have a new coach in Anslot. And right now they are leading the Premier League and they have conceded the least goals. Just 2 goals. They have conceded 2 goals to start the season. And I remember most people, even me, I had doubts on Anslot, but I think he has silenced most critics. Although they lost a game against Nottingham Forest, but looking at how they have started the season, how they have been playing, I know the next set of fixtures that they are coming up against Chelsea, against Arsenal. I think that will be the true test. But from what I've seen, I'll give them one class. I've seen enough to think that they'll challenge Man City for the. I think they are massively underrated this season because maybe they have a new coach. I think they are massively underrated, and that's why I'll give them one class. They have been playing very good football this season.
Bro, it's as simple as that. Top of the table. Mo Salah is on form always, season in, season out. Bro, I've been watching their matches, Premier League. I've also been watching their fixtures in the Champions League. Mo Salah is just coming in clutch in all fixtures. Luis Diaz playing some awesome football. I mean, Liverpool, they established their football culture, their foundation in football, especially under Klopp. Imewasaidia sana, especially coming to this new season. They have not tried to get that they are a top six manager. They've went for the one that wanna feel he'll fit in their way of playing, in their culture, and in their tactics. So right now, a player like Gravenberch is on form. I think that is going to be his player of the season. I'm not saying that he's going to be player of the season for Liverpool, but at least down in history, it will be noted that Ancelotti was among the coaches that made the career of Ryan to come into the spotlight. So Liverpool, with the way they are playing, no doubt. I think these are all class club.
Then next up, we have the defending champions, the Blues from Manchester, the number 2 team in the league, on 17 points. They have won 5 and they have also drawn 2 results. And one thing I know about City is that they are always slow starters. So I think even they have tried to start this season much better, because if you look at the previous seasons, City, they are always good finishers, but when they are starting the season, they don't start the season very well. And I think the fact that you beat the likes of Chelsea, you also drew with Arsenal. I think I think we are world class. It's as simple as that, straight to the point. We are world class. Though we concede a lot of goals, I think that's something that Guardiola should work on. We seem to concede just one goal. We win 3-1, 4-1. We just concede one goal from like we face 2 shots and concede one goal. So I think
After
it's
the,
something
after spending of 1 billion in the
after
defense,
saying after spending
that's
of
when you
1 billion in defense, but we are world class, because I think we'll challenge us for the league with Liverpool and the likes of Arsenal.
why it's not for FFP. I think you guys are supposed to be at smooth operator, but now that you guys are crooked and you see the way you're doing the court cases right now. So I, you guys cannot be trusted for real. And I was hoping the Premier League would come up stronger, because now what precedents are you setting? If now guys are going to breach these things, and then the likes of Everton, they are
Yeah.
receiving all these kinds of sanctions. But now when it comes to
I,
Man City, who have 115, imagine 115 charges, but none is coming out that he as guilty. Can't you see something is not adding up right there?
I thought we were together in the blue army fighting the red army of Arsenal, Manchester United. You know, the blue army is Everton, Chelsea, Man City. I don't know why
No,
you are escaping us, and we are
I
we are
am I
together
am
on one side.
I am pro Premier League. It doesn't mean
Eh?
who breaks the law. Even Chelsea, we've suffered sanctions, so I know firsthand what it means when a
Mm.
club is breaking all these clauses, but nothing is being no sanction, no nothing. But the likes of Everton, the likes of Chelsea, everyone is being scrutinized. But when it comes to a club that already, I think evidence is there, there's no way we will be talking of 115 just from the Blues. It means that there are some cases and there are some grounds that have been found, which they can, you see. So in one way or another, you guys are there's there's something not coming clean from you guys and the Premier League. I think you guys have something in common that you're trying to come up with. But for me, I think you guys just you need to be stripped of those trophies that you've won in the last 5 years because they've been illegal,
Mhm.
and that's the only way we can now agree and come to terms that we are playing in the same league. Otherwise, there's no way a club can be allowed to spend all that money. And now, for instance, look at Newcastle. Now, with the entry of this Saudi princes and all that, they are trying to make the league not compliant to the financial fair play rules. Now, what happens if an investor with a lot of money, like the Saudi oil princes, come to the league and now they break all these laws, and nothing happens to them? Now, what happens to the clubs of Brentford, the likes of Kina Bournemouth, who are trying to make ends living with whatever little that is coming from the Premier League and also from their club? So you guys need to just come clean, resign,
No, but
msingoje
I
impeachment.
think my club and your club, we share the same characteristics. the things that you are talking about, you are also accused of them years ago. So I think that the things that unite us are more than the things that, yes, there are things that separate us, but the things that unite us are more than the things that separate us. So I think you should be together with us as we try to
But
fight
we were sanctioned.
the red cartel.
We were sanctioned. What has been done to Man City so far?
Yeah?
What
You
has
have
been
been
done?
fined. You have been fined some dollars.
Ah, come on. While others are getting points deductions, others are being banned from the transfer league. You're
Mm.
just getting, can't be real. But anyway,
But I know
let's just.
if you are found
Mhm.
guilty, I know that that will mean a 5 point deduction for Everton in case you are found guilty of the 115 charges.
Crazy, crazy stuff right there. But anyway, I'm not going to slander you. I think you're a good side. Man City are really playing some awesome football. This is another indication of what a football culture in a club does. I think Liverpool, Man City, and Arsenal are so far those spearheading the football culture mentality. And the likes of Haaland scoring in games out. He had a 2 game hat trick, right?
Yeah,
And the likes of Rico Lewis, who is now going to get more playing time this season with the injury on Rodri. So I think your team is solid. You guys are ready to both compete in the Premier League and in the Champions League. So I don't see any other bigger club right now in the Premier League. But I'm hoping that all these mid and survivors are going to put up a fight so that we can shut down this industry, which is trying to farm for Premier League trophies.
okay, okay. Then next up we have Manchester United. How the mighty have fallen. How the mighty have fallen. Manchester United currently languishing in 14th place on 8 points. They had a very awful game. I don't know if you watched that game against Aston Villa. I felt that I wasted my 90 minutes. I could have done
Mm.
much more with those 90 minutes because it was Aram football. That was typical
Mm.
Aram football from Manchester United. And I think that draw might have saved Ten Hag's job. Actually, people are saying it is all part of the plan for Unai Emery to to give a draw to Manchester United so that Ten Hag can get more
Mm.
time. But currently, Manchester United, they look out of sorts. They don't look like a top club anymore. They look like a club that have fallen down the grace. They are very awful, and I think they are mid. That's what I'll give them honestly. Because if I put them in smooth operator, it would be a what? A bad thing for the smooth operator club. So I think it's a mid club for me. And if they don't be careful, they will fall into Survivor Series.
This is the poorest I've seen United in a very long,
Long
long,
time.
long time. And funny thing, they don't have any signs to show that they are going to come back.
They'll improve. Exactly.
They are going to struggle for a very, very long time. And now, with what you said about Unai Emery, I think that's the plan. Just let's
That
keep
it's
Ten Hag here for a while, so that everyone can get their piece of the cake.
yeah.
But it's so poor. And the
Mm.
thing is, Ten Hag is just from signing a new contract just the other day after winning an FA Cup. So I'm quite sure that the management at United are not going to fire this guy. They're going to stick around with him because he's barely
Mm.
finished even 6 months on his new contract. So
Mm.
it is going to be a long time for a Man United fan. Things are not looking
Mm.
good,
Mm.
and it doesn't matter who they play, man. Nowadays, anyone can get points at Old Trafford, anywhere, any ground, wherever you are United. you can get points and eh, you can
Yeah.
get points in anytime, any place. So,
Anytime in the
in my
place.
opinion,
Yeah.
man, there's no way we can put United under mid.
Why? Why? So you want to put them in survivor? They are in survivor mode.
I don't think Man United deserve mid, to be honest. Because when was the last time they won a match? Was it against Southampton?
Yeah, was it against Southampton? I barely remember because nowadays Man U it is just drawing. The last time
It
they
was
won it was
poor.
against Southampton. That was a very long time ago in the Premier League.
September. No, sorry, it was against Barnsley. They won 7-0 against Barnsley in the EFL Cup.
But in the Premier League they won against Southampton.
Yeah, sure.
I think they could easily fall into survivor mode
Because
because
now, considering the type of opponents they have faced so far, it's only
Mhm.
Tottenham which was a big side and they lost that one. They have played
Mm.
against Aston Villa. They have played against Porto. And they have played also against Twente. And these are clubs that they are supposed to get at least wins, considering the size of the club and their history and whatever they stand for. So honestly, we can't put Man United at this point in mid. These guys are survivors. These guys are not going to make it. I don't think this season. I think by December, Christmas, Ten Hag might have been fired because we'll be frustrated. And even from the word in the street, the pundits are not saying any good coach that I think is going to change the situation at United. It's not only a management issue; it's also a player issue. They don't have the resources to get new players. Their mid is exhausted. There's no way you can compete in the Premier League right now with a midfield of Eriksen and Casemiro. Honestly, so I these guys are survivors, and I think if you're putting them under mid, it means they're on a downward trajectory. Because Man
Uh,
United are a club that's right now are supposed to be in the smooth operator, but
mm.
co- it's saying that if you're putting them under mid, they are still going down, down, down. That's why I'm just going ahead and putting them under survivor.
Okay. Then we have next one. You have Newcastle United. Newcastle they have no Champions League or Europa League this season, but they are in seventh place. They are on 12 points. And Newcastle is also a club that I like a lot. They play good football under Eddie Howe, and they have good players, the likes of Gordon, Gimares, Isaac, and I think they could make Europe this season. They could finish maybe in seventh or eighth position if they keep on the same trajectory. They could end up in Europe. So for that, I'll give them a. This is a smooth operator because of the good football that they play. So I'll give them smooth operator.
Yeah, I think it's as easy as that. There's a huge difference between the smooth operator and the mid tier. So I
Mhm.
don't think Newcastle are in mid level. I think they are playing awesomely. They have a nice cohesive squad. The likes of the ones you've mentioned, Guimares, Isaac, Gordon, and they are playing awesome football. Actually, the likes of Tonali. Tonali had been banned for some time, so he's coming back this season. I think he's solid on the midfield. I was always looking out for this talent, especially when he was playing in Italy. So simple as that, bro. Newcastle go to the smooth operator tire.
Then we have Nottingham Forest from Nottingham. They have also a good coach, Nuno Espirito Santo, and they are 10th in the league. They have scored 7 and they have conceded 6, and they have had very solid performances actually. If you saw the game against Chelsea, they defended very well, but it's everything you expect from a Nuno Espirito Santo side. They score less goals and they also concede less goals. Actually, after Liverpool. They are tied on second, having conceded the second least few goals with six. And the fact that they have even considered less than the likes of Man City, the likes of even Chelsea, the likes of even Newcastle, it shows you that this is it's a solid football club. And yeah, for that I'll give them a mid. I think they will easily survive this season, and they'll be a mid-table club together with the likes of Brentford.
Um, Nottingham Forest this season, they are looking quite good. I've been following up, especially also on their social media. I was recently watching this. It was day in the life of Elanga, and from what I could see, this is a club that is quite established. They're playing very awesome football, as you said. They won against Liverpool, shockingly, and they drew against Chelsea, which was also a positive result for Forest. I love their squad. I think they have assembled an ex Premier League sort of squad. The likes of Wood, the likes of Hudson Odoi, Elanga, Ward Prowse, uh, Ola Aina. All these are, I don't want to call them rejects, but they are quite experienced players in the league. And I think as a foundation, these are starting point. This is good with a good coach and a nice style of play and some very yani players with some flair. They can compete in the mid level of the Premier League, and I think they are going to remain as well. So honestly, there's no other place for Nottingham Forest apart from mid.
Then next up we have the Saints from St. Mary's, currently in 19th position. This is a club that is trying to play good football, but I don't think they have the facilities for playing the type of football that they are trying. They gave up a lead against Arsenal the last game, and they have been shocking defensively. They have been conceding some some laughable goals, and it is not looking good for Aaron Ramsdale. And I think this is given that they will be relegated this season, and for that, I'll give them a trash.
Hey, that was harsh. That was so brutal, man.
Mm.
But honestly, Southampton is not looking good. Honestly, they are quite porous, conceding a lot of goals. They have lost four in their last five. They won their last match was
Have they won any
Cardiff.
match this in the Premier League?
In the Premier League,
I don't think they've won.
they've not won any match in the Premier League, bro.
They're
So
only
that in itself is an embarrassment. I thought they were trying to prove themselves against the Arsenal match, but oh behold, they conceded faster than anyone could even imagine in the dying minutes of the match. So they play Leicester next after the international break. Ramsdale, so poor. Let's not blame all on the goalkeeper, but when the Titanic sinks, all the crew they just sink with the ship.
Mm,
So
mm.
I think Southampton, you're trash, man.
Then we have Tottenham Hotspurs, currently in ninth position. Tottenham, Tottenham is still Tottenham. I don't think I have a lot to say about Tottenham. I watched their last game against Brighton, and it was not looking very very good. I remember they conceded three second half goals, and as their coach said, their mentality is in the pits. And honestly, they are not playing good. Yes, they won against the like of Manchester United, But the way they lost against Brighton, conceding 3 quick-fire second half goals, it speaks to them a lot about their mentality. I don't want to put them as smooth operator because it will not look good for the likes of Fulham and Newcastle. So for that, I'll put them under mid.
Bro, I love Tottenham, man. Tottenham are playing awesome football. Okay, I agree your argument about mentality. But now, are we ranking them based on their football, based on their
On their
performance,
results,
based
on their
on result?
results. These results, bro. Tottenham being number 9 in the Premier League, it's not something for Spurs fan to say we are progressing, bro. Look at the clubs above them, the likes of Fulham. Tottenham is a club I would expect them to be in 6th or in 5th position, but being in 9th position, and the way they lost against Brighton that second half, I don't think I'll put them under smooth operator. Honestly,
When did
that
they
is not
fall?
for them. Yeah?
When did they fall?
And they have lost also three games so far this season. I don't think looking at the clubs under smooth operator, these are clubs that have lost at most one fixture. Tottenham are Tottenham, bro. I don't know why you love Tottenham, but Tottenham are a mid-table club, bro.
I've been trying to watch their football, despite
Mm.
the fact that they play a high line. I think they have an awesome squad. Their players are giving their all. Everyone is coming out to be best in their position. The likes of Pedro Porro, we have Van der Ven, we have Solanke, we have Johnson. I mean, what's not to like about this club? We have James Madison. So it's so unfortunate that we can't put them under smooth operator because now, if I look at that list, most of it is based on merit and based on their results. But for Spurs, I think it's too early to judge them, but in the coming fixtures and maybe for the first half of the league, I think they're going to go up a few slots. Um,
I think they are in upper mid. I think they will be number one in the mid in the clubs that are in mid. I
mhm.
think they should be number one amongst Brentford and Forest.
Man, when did they man Tottenham are a top 7 side, man? Why would you say bottom half of
But
the
but
league?
but the table, the numbers don't lie, bro. You might say yes, they are a top club, but if we look at the table, bro, because there is no way you'd put Tottenham with the likes of Arsenal and Chelsea, bro. This season, there's no way. Tottenham, remember,
But
they have lost 3 games, bro. Hmm?
you put Tottenham amongst Aston Villa and Brighton, right?
On their current form, no, not really, bro.
Okay,
They have
no,
lost
no.
three fixtures. That's the thing.
Um, okay, well, for
They are
now,
enough.
I think we'll give them. Okay, personally, I think for now I'll give them mid, but overall they're going to turn out to be a smooth operator, in my opinion.
Mm, mm.
For now, they are in mid level, but now they are at a good position to jump back to the smooth operator because I don't think Tottenham are a side that can fail to play in Europe. Honestly, I think they are coming up nicely, but now with the defensive errors and the mentality, if they can fix that, I think they are going to get back to the smooth operator.
I think they should be number one amongst the mid clubs. Is there a way you can interchange to put them before Brentford? Okay, okay. Then we have the next one. We have West Ham United. West Ham United, they
Remember
have
the
spent a lot of
prediction?
money
Sorry. Remember the prediction I told you about the last fixture for West Ham?
against Ipswich. Yeah, I remember.
Because now this was the
They,
only match that they had to win to prove themselves.
but they have spent a lot of money. They are in, and I think that that game, it meant that Lopetegui will not yet be. I think if you could have lost that fixture against Ipswich, he could be sacked. And let's see how they turn up over the season as it goes. But basing on the results I've seen from them, I'll give them a survivor. They were beaten comprehensively by Chelsea. They drew against Fulham. They drew against Brentford. They were beaten by City. I'll give them a survivor in my opinion.
Another fallen soldier, man. This was another club that I was always looking out for. The ones that get the scrappy wins. And looking at their squad, it's not looking that bad. They can still compete, maybe against the bottom 10 clubs in the league. They can try and get some points. So, in my opinion, looking at them, they look like a 10 to 16 kind of club. And for that, I think I'm going to put them in survival as well.
Then finally, is it list? Yes, it's finally and also the list club here. Wolves on 20th position, only on 1 point. They have been woeful this season. They have been conceding a lot of goals. Recently, they conceded 5 against Brentford. They also conceded 3 against Aston Villa. So it is not looking good for Wolves. Honestly, yes, I know their fixtures to start the season are not that good. But honestly, conceding five goals against Brentford, 6 goals against Chelsea, it is not looking good for them. And I think their coach, Gary O'Neill, will be the first manager to be sacked. Because I know City might thrash them. I think he could be the first manager to be sacked. So for that, they are trash.
Man, no other way, man. The last is just the last. 20th in the league. It was not a coincidence, man. And a huge disappointment from moves this season. They're not looking like a Premier League club. They're in shambles. And as simple as ABC, they are trash. Garbage.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Yeah, that was our ranking of the clubs from what we have seen this season. So it will be interesting to look ahead in the season when the season ends. We'll see how these clubs they progressed. If there's a club which fell from world class to maybe what to maybe mid, or a club that fell from mid to survivor, we'll see how the season goes from that. Then we also had some qualifiers. I think we can talk about the qualifier that our country, Kenya, had. We were given a proper footballing lesson against Cameroon, and I think it was a wake-up call for us. And honestly, 4-1, I expected us at least to get a draw, but I think it's something that we can take forward. I know we have the return leg against Cameroon in Uganda. I wish it was in Kenya. We would have attended that match, but sadly it is in Uganda. And what did you think of the match, Steve? Our goalkeeper was very, very awful. I don't know why Kenya we always have a goalkeeper problem. And it is it is not the first time. That's the sad thing. It's not the first time for goalkeepers to play like this. Patrick Matasi, if you are listening to us, that was not the best game from you. I remember when Olunga
performance.
I remember when Olunga scored the goal to make it 2-1. I started celebrating. When I started celebrating, looking ahead, 3-1. We have already considered that goal.
Uh-huh.
So we have a lot of work to do because you are hosting the AFCON in 2027. We don't want to disappoint at our home ground. But I think it is a good footballing lesson. And I hope when we host them in Uganda, I think at least we can get a draw. It would be much good for us to get a draw. Because looking at our group, right now we are in that position behind Zimbabwe. So I think the next fixture, I think we should get a draw. We should take a lot of lessons from that game and improve further ahead.
But bro, why are we not hosting these matches? What's wrong with this country? Yani, we can't host a home match in Kenya.
Because I know if we would have in Nairobi, I think we could have gotten a fixture. But now we are in Uganda, bro. We might not even have fans. It might be behind closed doors. That's a disadvantage on our side, considering that Cameroon, their stadium was packed. It had fans from their country, but for us, we don't have fans to support our boys, and that's why I'm just hoping for. And I think what we should look it is we should go back to the basics. We should go back to the basics because we tried playing out from the back against Cameroon, and it really cost us misplacing passes. We could not play 2 passes at a go, 3 passes at a go. I think we should go back to the basics, just defending and looking for a draw. Because honestly, bro, Cameroon are miles ahead of us. They have the likes of Zambo Anguissa, they have the likes of Mbemo. This is a
Onana.
well-established club. Onana, and trying to play good football against Cameroon, I think it will cost us. So I think we should go back to the basics. The coach will tell them just defend, just defend. Don't try to be fancy. Don't try to play from the back. You try to get a 0-0 draw or a scrappy header to make it 1-1. And yeah, then you can build from that for the future.
But bro, I think our first action point is a Matasi issue. I mean, as a 6-year-old goalkeeper, honestly, can he be any reliable at his age? Considering the age
And
at
you know,
which athletes are right now. Mm-hmm.
and you know the thing with Matas, he has made these mistakes. Not even in national, even in the Premier League. If you watch Police FC, he makes these kinds of mistakes. I don't know why our coach loves him. I don't know if he has something on the coach, because I didn't expect him to start this fixture honestly, because
Why, why,
the
why,
kind
why,
of goals.
why don't you say that about your goalkeeper? What is his name? That fraudulent guy,
Ederson,
that old guy. Not Ederson.
but
Is it Carson or what?
Carson,
This, there's this old guy you have who
Scott
is
Carson,
money laundering at your
Scott
club.
Carson.
Doesn't appear, but he's
But
winning trophies.
Scott Carson is a third keeper, so I mean you don't expect much from a third or fourth. But to be Kenya number one, and he usually calls himself Kenya one. Can you believe? Can you imagine playing that against the likes of Egypt or
Actually,
Morocco
I saw
or
the second
Tunisia?
goal. There's a goal he conceded.
Mm.
Actually, I think he punched into his own net because
Exactly, the second goal.
the the ball went just past his hands, and he now started facing the
Yeah.
direction the ball is going. So that is unacceptable. By the way, I think it should go down the rabbit hole. Let's start from the top.
Mm.
Let's
Mm.
start from the top. Tonze could fix all these issues before AFCON. Let's start getting the right talent. There's no shortage of talent in Kenya. Watu wanaweza cheza ball.
And I think also the boys panicked. The fact that you have not played these big countries in a long time. You remember we were under FIFA ban.
Mm.
We were just playing the likes of Comoros, of Zimbabwe, the likes of South Sudan. So the fact that you have not faced top countries like Cameroon or Nigeria, I think the boys panicked a lot in this in this fixture. I think it's something that we should improve on. The boys should be told that do not panic. These are players just like you. Yes, they play in the Premier League in the Italian Serie A. But if you just play the basics, because even the likes of Zimbabwe, they drew with Cameroon a 0-0 fixture. And I'm sure the reason why they drew 0-0, it is because they went back to the basics. Yes, they can call it around football, but as long as we get our point, bro, and and move ahead,
Mm.
we are we are contented with that. So I think we should go back to playing around football. It may not be good on the eyes, but if we can manage to get a point in Uganda,
Mm.
I think every Kenyan will be happy with that.
Now the question is, fine, we go get a draw against Cameroon in Uganda. Does that even move the
Mm,
needle as much? Because I don't see any essence with the way we are playing. There's no any expected future or that is can be seen unless things start to change. But now I don't think getting a draw that will just feel nice for a few days, but then in the bigger picture, it doesn't move anything. We are still not competing, you know.
but if we get a draw against Cameroon, then we be on 5 points. Then I think we can get a win from Zimbabwe or Namibia. If we can just get that one more additional win and be on 8 points, I think we can qualify. We just need 4 points from our remaining. I think we're remaining with 3 games. So I think if we can get 4 points and be on 8 points, I think we could go through to the AFCON, and then now we can build from that.
Well, let's hope for the best man for this team. It's not
Mm,
looking good, but man, you just have to be patriotic. You have to die for your flag at some point. So all the best to Harambee Stars. Man, just as it is, man, the basics. Achana story ya kujaribu flair. Just try at least and string 3 passes in a row, triangle, try and be
mm,
flexible. Because now there's no way you can be man marking in this 21st century football. You need to advance your game, you need to be more confident, you need to adjust to
mm,
different tactics. So I saw most of our players are approaching 30 years. So there's no apart from that
mm,
kid, this kid who's playing for Rambe under something. What is his name? He's been trending for some time.
I've forgotten his name. I've forgotten his name. What is
Uh,
his name? I know him. I know the guy you're talking about.
it starts with A. You know, I'm saying it starts with A. Aldin
Mm,
Kibet. It's
Aldin
him, right?
Kibet. Yeah, Aldin Kibet. I think he's in Spain. He's in Spain right now.
Uh-huh.
I don't think he's with the national team. I don't think he's old enough to
I've
get
not
into
seen.
the.
Yeah,
I think
I've not seen him on the national team.
I think he's in Spain. I think he could be a good player. But the good thing about Kenyan football, the rising stars, the under 17, the under 16, they really try a lot. So I think it's a good future to build up upon. And what I've said, confidence is most key in these matches, especially if we qualify for the AFCON fixtures now. That is where the real business begins. We face the likes of
Mhm.
Egypt, the likes of Nigeria, the likes of Ivory Coast, the likes of Senegal. There are some mistakes we should not make in the AFCON, which is slated for next year. So I think we should build up some confidence, and I know with time we'll get that confidence that you are talking about.
All said and done, I don't think that is the score that is going to bring that future that we hope for. So we are looking forward for the upcoming stars. Those are the ones that are going to carry our flag up high. And yeah, all the best to Rambe Stars, Manze. Make us proud out there. You have football fans, but now you need to start playing the football.
Yeah.
So we are rooting for you. And we are hosting AFCON this year, but uh, things are not looking good. 3 years. down the line. We still have to sort issues on infrastructure. We need to sort issues on political stability. So let's hope that everything is going to work out to the best of its potential. So I think that's it for me, man.
Okay, okay. It was a good analysis so far of the Kenyan team and also the remaining Premier League clubs in the tier list. And I think it was a fantastic episode. Any parting words, Steve?
Survival is winning, Franklin.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's a good quote. Where did you get that quote from? Survival is winning, frankly.
You've not been saying that's real on IG. It's a it's
I've
a
not been
snippet
seeing.
from it's a snippet from GTA 5. So this
Okay,
where I think it's who I forgot his name,
Franklin Saint.
but he tells him survival is winning, Franklin. So as much as things keep on changing in life, just struggle and survive. Be like water, take any shape, take
Mm-hmm.
any form, and don't stay like a rock.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's a good quote. I'll look up to that. So for me on my end, it was a very good episode, and I'm looking forward to next week already when the Premier League resumes. But at least for the international break, we'll get some time to rest a little before we get back to the Premier League. So for me, man, Maso, I'll say adios and see you guys next time in the next episode.
Steve here. See you in the next one, guys.